love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love you just the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. When I feel the love inside myself, it's easy to love you. Behind your fears, your rage and tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that only love will bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. I love myself the way I am, and still I want to grow. Change outside, it always comes when deep inside I know I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love myself just the way I am. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Church of Sun Lakes. I am delighted to be here this morning with you, or whatever time of the day it is. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We have a special treat today. A guest speaker, Reverend Toni Corrigan. So before we begin today, let's go within. It's taking some nice deep cleansing breaths, dropping into that kingdom of heaven within. Relaxing. Father God, Mother God, you are all powerful, all knowing, and everywhere present. And present within each and every one of us. And so we settle in and align with the kingdom of heaven. We call it to us, to that space where no time exists. And we feel the presence all around us, in us, and through us, as us. And in this realization, we are one with the divine. So wherever we are in the planet today, we can make this alignment. The only thing that is really true is love. So we connect to that love now. And we share that love out into the world, standing for world peace. Standing for love in our very own lives. We are grateful for this beautiful day. We're grateful for all the opportunities that come our way to be a blessing to others. And we're grateful for the blessings that come to us through others or through the flowers, the trees, the children, the little children. And for these things we say, thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Amen. And so it is. And now for the daily word. Today's daily word is imagination. I imagine limitless possibilities. In childhood, my imagination helped me see fascinating shapes and wondrous creatures in cloud formations. Picking up a twig, I might have pretended I held a wand that could give me magical powers. An ordinary packing box could become a vessel to sail on or under seas. An aircraft to fly higher than mountains. Or even a spaceship I could fly to explore the stars. Much more than whimsy, imagination is a potent spiritual tool. I use my imagination with intention to give shape to my dreams and goals. Although my childhood may be a memory, I am grateful that I can still use my imagination to create the life of my dreams. As I envision possibilities beyond the reality I know and the world I see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings desired to see what you see, but did not see it, and to hear what you hear, but did not hear it. Luke chapter 10, verse 24. And now, I'm happy to introduce to you our guest speaker for today, Reverend Toni Corrigan. Toni used to be the previous minister for Unity Church of Sun Lakes, and it is always such a privilege to work with Toni and to hear her words of wisdom.
Good morning. It's so wonderful to have Reverend Jeanne in my home. She brings such a joy and such a feeling of centeredness, which I really appreciate. So I'm happy to share a message with you this morning that I have called Lessons from the Garden. And I'd like to begin with an affirmation. Through the Christ within me, I am growing in love and wisdom. So just breathe into that and say that affirmation to yourself as I repeat it. Through the Christ within me, I am growing in love and wisdom. It's spring. Even though we have flowers all year long in Arizona, when we smell the citrus blossoms and we know that we could take a ride out into the hills and see the wildflowers, we know that spring has come even in Arizona. If I still lived in Illinois right now, we would be planting flowers or mainly vegetables from the seed catalog that we had been looking at since wintertime. There's something deep within us that responds to the idea of planting, watching those shoots come up through the ground, seeing them grow, blossom, and harvesting that delicious produce. Farming, growing plants for food and beauty, is a part of people's lives and has been throughout the ages. And so Jesus' followers really understood his analogies based on planting, harvesting, vineyards, fruits, the condition of the soil. They understood when he said, I am the vine and you are the branches. They knew what he meant when he said, consider the lilies of the field. They neither toil nor spin, yet even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed as one of these. Those who abide in me and I in them bear much fruit. So we bloom and we bear fruit through our connection with that indwelling Christ, the I am. The I am is that divine idea of wholeness and perfection that grows within us and produces the fruits of the Spirit. And we cultivate that relationship and stay connected to that image of wholeness. Jesus didn't say, I am the soil, because God is the Father, the ground of our being, the substance and the source, the pure quality of wholeness from which we grow. And the living, loving Christ within us is the connection. Each of us is a branch connected to the Father through the Christ, and we have to stay connected. The branch doesn't have to put forth any effort to grow, to blossom, as long as it's connected. That potential lives within every cell of its structure. The oak lives within the acorn. The tall fir tree lives within the pine cone, and hundreds of apples live within the apple seed. And the Christ potential lives within us. It's our nature to grow and to bloom, to bear fruit, to express the fruits of the Spirit. And if we look at Galatians chapter 5, verse 22, we see the fruits of the Spirit are listed as love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Wow. These fruits are the natural result of our connection with the indwelling Christ. We don't have to try to produce them. We simply have to get out of the way and let them grow. We don't have to try any more than a rose bush has to try to produce roses. God is our source, like the soil from which the plant grows. Within God are all the nutrients that our soul needs to bloom, the divine pattern of our perfect unfoldment. Sometimes our mind leaves the present moment of connection, and then our growth may begin to wither or be stunted. Our mind may wander into thoughts of the past, anger, regret, resentment, maybe into the future, fear, doubt, wondering. If we lose our present moment with that divine pattern, we lose that connection, but it's not totally gone. We can always reconnect. Eckhart Tolle in The Power of Now teaches this message taught by Jesus and other spiritual masters. He says a state of enlightenment is attainable here and now. He says it is possible to live free of suffering, free of anxiety and neurosis. To do this, we have to understand our own role at times as creator of our pain. Our own mind causes our problems, not other people, not the world out there. It's our own mind with its nearly constant stream of thoughts, thinking about the past, worrying about the future. We make the great mistake of thinking that we are our mind, identifying with that being, that our monkey mind, goes in all directions, when in fact totally says we are far greater beings. Can you imagine any plant worrying about the future or regretting why he didn't come up through the soil earlier, or why he's not having blossoms like another plant has? No, it just grows. It grows from the source. When we can disconnect from our mortal mind, we can live naturally from our deep, pure nature. Larry Morris, author of Easy Does It, went to India to learn about Hinduism. And he says, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find Hinduism anywhere. The people I met didn't talk about their religion. No one was preaching on the street corners. And no matter where I looked, I couldn't find anything directly connected to Hinduism. And he said, then one day, after several months, it dawned on me it was all Hinduism. Hinduism was so all-pervasive that it influenced everything in that culture. And suddenly, everywhere I looked, I saw it. From the taxi driver lighting an incense stick to a Hindu deity, to a street vendor fingering his prayer beads, everything I was seeing was Hinduism. It had been so close, so immense, so interwoven with everything, it took me a long time to see it. And we never see the parts of the plant if we dig up the seed. The manifestation is in the blooming. We don't have to discuss the fruits of the Spirit. We don't have to analyze them. We don't have to boast of them. Our nature is to express the Spirit of God through our connection with that Spirit. And the fruits unfold naturally. A garden teaches us many lessons. If we can apply the lessons of the garden to our own attitudes, we can reduce our suffering. So number one, and the most important lesson, and you might have guessed, you get what you plant. You may have learned that in kindergarten when your teacher gave you a little paper cup full of soil and some seeds. Probably every child had the same seeds, and they waited and watched and watered, hopefully not too much, excitedly waiting for that little green shoot to poke up through the soil. If the teacher gave you radish seeds, she may have shown you the picture of the radish so you could see what was coming. We're seeing in this simple activity the outworking of a spiritual law. Seed, plant, and soil. The creative process. Our thoughts and words are the seeds, and linked to the I am, they are powerful seeds. In Exodus 3:14, God told Moses, his name is I am. And when we plant our seeds with the energy of I am, we're empowering them with the creative process of God, that energy of God. Be aware of what you are planting with your I am. Plant your seeds with strong I am affirmations. I am love. I am joy. Peace, patience, all of those fruits that you want to bring forth in and through your life. We get what we plant, especially with the right fertilizer, which is a strong connection with that divine presence, with the I am. As the garden grows, it teaches other lessons, teaches the beauty of diversity. A beautiful garden has many colors, many fragrances. And if we're planting a vegetable garden, we don't just plant peas because we have the opportunity to bring diversity into our garden. And each plant grows into its own perfection. No competition, no comparison, and we appreciate the beauty of our differences. We can celebrate all life on our planet as a garden of diversity and beauty. Not only colors, but religions, cultures. Let's appreciate the beauty in our differences. The garden teaches the perfection of divine timing. The bamboo may take many years to grow 1 or 2 inches, and then suddenly it shoots up 30 feet. We don't see any sign of impatience in a stalk of bamboo during those first years. And the Bible reminds us, first the stalk, then the ear, and then the full grain. Divine timing. So we don't dig up the soil to make sure something is growing. We know there is a divine pattern and a divine perfect timing in nature as well as in our lives. The cycles within the garden remind us of the perfection of the cycles of life within each of us. So when things seem out of order, we can remember there's a perfect plan unfolding in divine timing. All things are working together for good. Perhaps you like to take a walk through the garden or through a park as a form of meditation. And you feel your connection to the earth. And with every step, you know that God is supporting you in every way. Each plant that you see is growing and blooming because its roots are in the ground. And through meditation, and we nourish our roots, connected with each breath to the ground of our being. Emerson wrote, "Everything in nature contains all the powers of nature. Everything is made of one hidden stuff." Through the Christ, the vine, we are connected to that infinite, abundant, loving essence of God, God stuff. And the garden teaches us interconnectedness. Even the little wildflowers, as well as the giant redwoods, are connected at the root level. And we don't see how the plants support each other under the ground, but we do see the flowers supporting the insects above the ground. We see the saguaros are providing places for the birds. As we treat all living beings with kindness, we honor our interconnectedness. Chief Seattle said, "All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the sons of the earth." He says, "Man did not weave the web of life. He's merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself." And the garden teaches us that life is eternal. Even that branch that got disconnected and withers and dies becomes a part of the soil that nourishes new growth. We see the constant cycle of death and rebirth, renewal. And Jesus lived so close to nature that he saw these cycles in all of creation. As we stay consciously connected with the Christ Spirit, we are fully alive and growing. During this year of pandemic, divisiveness, and turmoil, many of us have gone out and found peace in nature. We can take a walk, stay separated from other people, but be out in the air, enjoying the beauty. In the Tao Te Ching we read, when you know nature is part of yourself, you will act in harmony. When you feel yourself part of nature, you will live in harmony. So we feel our connection with the earth and with the I am, the truth of our being. There's a renewing spirit within us that buds with new ideas and blossoms with new experiences. I keep my mind and heart open to this renewing spirit, and I shed old thoughts and feelings as a tree sheds its leaves in the fall, making ready for new growth. So we appreciate all the wonderful lessons of the garden, that beauty of diversity, the strength of interconnectedness, the perfection of divine timing, and the greatest lesson, we get what we plant. My mother had a framed poem on our kitchen wall when I was growing up. It was titled The Heart's Garden. The heart is a garden where thought flowers grow. The thoughts that you think are seeds that you sow. So plant loving seed thoughts so thick in a row that there won't be room for weed thoughts to grow. A simple little poem and a great truth that I still remember many years later. I am growing in love and wisdom. Just again, let that thought just reverberate through your being. I am growing in love and wisdom. And so it is.
And so it is. Here I am, here and now, in this moment. Here I am, in the place I am meant to be. Nothing can hurt me, nothing can shake me. I am free, I am whole. Here I am, here and now, in this moment. Here I am, in the place I am meant to be. Nothing can hurt me, nothing can shake me. I am free, I am whole. I am free, I am whole.
So now I invite you to join me in a time of meditation as we close our eyes, breathe deeply, and drop into that holy place of oneness, that holy place of perfection, where we know without a doubt that we truly are one with God, one with perfect life, one with wholeness. And as you inhale, be aware that you're inhaling that perfect life. And joyously release anything that seems to be interfering with your essence. Breathing in God life and releasing anything that is bothering you. And in that perfect place, in that perfect connection, we can access our gift of imagination as our daily word gave us. So breathe deeply and let your mind open to more. What would you like to express in your life today? And know that that quality that you want to express is right there for you to access, and that you can use your imagination to see yourself not necessarily flying through the clouds or sailing on the waves, but to see yourself expressing fully and freely what you want to express in this moment in time. There is no limit to that potential within us. There is no limit to divine ideas. There is no limit to the working out of any situation. We dwell in that place of total potential. And so I create a picture now, a picture in my mind of how I want to express this day. In my activities, my relationships, how do I want to identify and express those fruits of the Spirit? Love, peace, kindness, all of the gifts of the Spirit are right there within me. And as I bring my attention to them and use my imagination to see a full expression of the gifts, I'm uplifted, I'm supported. The ground of my being, God, is supporting me in everything that I think, say, and do. And I know I am connected to the presence and power of that divine creative process as I imagine what I want to express today. And I see it blooming. I see it growing within me. And I feel joy and gratitude as I release these words and these prayers into that creative process, that law of mind action. And I say thank you, and so it is.
There is a garden so divine, a place to quiet my busy mind, where the fruit of spirit, so sweet and ripe, is there to nourish my soul through day and night. In Yahweh's garden, where the sky is clear, the sound of silence is music to my ear, where the quiet voice of spirit reminds me who I am. I feel the oneness of us all within the great I am. In Yahweh's garden, in Yahweh's garden, there is a garden where dewdrops shine, a place to steal my restless mind, where the blooms of Yahweh, so soft and pure, their fragrance floating in the silence. So I breathe along the lake shore to the clearing on the hill, through the narrow gate of silence where my heart can be still. In Yahweh's garden, where the sky is clear, and the sound of silence is music to my ears, where the quiet voice of spirit reminds me who I am. I feel the oneness of us all within the great I am. In Yahweh's garden, ooh, Yahweh's garden, where the sky is clear, and the sound of silence is music to my ears, where the quiet voice of spirit reminds me who I am. I feel the oneness of us all within the great I am. Yahweh's garden, ooh, Yahweh's garden, Yahweh's garden. We are all blooms. Yahweh's garden, all unique. Yahweh's garden, Yahweh's garden. I want to thank Reverend Toni for having me in her home today, having all of us in her home today. What a special treat. Truly gifted. What a gift we've received today. Also, we want to thank you for your gifts, your tithes, your offerings, for the support of our church. You can go to our website at unityofsunlakes.org if you would like to make a donation. And please remember that whenever you tithe, that's you putting your faith into God to plant your seeds in your beautiful garden, using your I am statements. So we will close now with the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. And wherever we are, God is, and all is well. May God bless you all.
Thank you, Jeanne. Oh, thank you, Jeanne.